Okay, guys, we are live. So, for those listening at home, welcome to the Dungeon Musings YouTube channel. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. Tonight, we are carrying on with our ongoing campaign playing Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd Edition. I don't know why my copy showed up backwards like this, but, you know, it's the way it happens.
Weird.
And, playing through the classic Night Below campaign by Carl Sargent. And with me tonight are the stars of the Night Below campaign. I'll go the order I've got you guys on the screen here. Why don't you tell us who you are, who you're playing, and what level are you currently? First up, we have George.
Oh, hey, I'm George. Is mine backwards? Did mine
No,
print
yours
correctly?
is backwards because I fucked up. And
I don't know. I can't see it.
That's right. I know. I can't see it. Hi, I'm George. I am playing Knox, the Unexpected, who is a 5th level human invoker, which is a one of the specialist wizards in 2nd edition.
Very nice. Next up is Dave.
Hey everybody, I'm Dave. I am your resident armorsmith and dice bag maker, and I'm playing Druin Axebrother. He is a 6th level fighter and 6th level specialty priest of Clangeddon Silverbeard. And today he's going to be the only martial character.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. And last but certainly not least is Hobbs.
Hey, everybody. I am Jason Hobbs. And as every Wednesday and Friday night, I am playing Elanion Elandin, a savage earth elf elementalist. I don't think I did those in the right order. I'm 6th level, somewhere around there. You know, might be undead, might not be, you know.
So the two things we'll say, we had Will, one of our players, Will, is feeling under the weather. So Will, we wish the best for you. Hope you're feeling better, bud. One of our players has sabotaged his internet. So John, try not to drive over the internet next time when you're coming home.
John!
Last, it is Jeffrey's birthday today, so he is out with his folks having a COVID birthday at a distance. So, Jeffrey, happy birthday to you, bud. Hope you're having a really, really great day. And yeah. So, guys, last session was a bit of a doozy. What happened last time, guys?
I feel like last week was a lot of like emotion. We were quite emotional and RP-ish on the channel last week.
Definitely.
It was a lot. Go ahead and tell them what happened, Dave.
Well, sounds like you have a good handle on this one.
I do. I would say the whole thing was getting to Lord Palfrey's keep and getting those bones buried. You know, sticking a fork in that segment of the story. And it wasn't easy, but we pushed through it, and Lord Palfrey finally acknowledged that, yes, that was a Palfrey keep in the Thornwood, and accepted that the long-lost heir was exactly that, the long-lost heir of the Palfreys, and would accept him into the crypt of the Palfreys. And many toasts were given to the unnamed squire. The thing that finally turned the tide was Dorman's illusions. He took that as proof of what happened, like basically the visions that we saw. It was pretty cool. It was great. I felt like a big thing happened, and I just can't believe you missed it, George.
I know. I mean, it was a long time coming, and a very harrowing experience from the outset of that situation. So glad to hear it was resolved.
I feel like at the end of the whole thing, when the spirit's gone and you know the Palfrey's collapsed over and he's crying, and the nursemaids are bringing him back to his room, we then see Knox burst in the door. Okay, sorry, what I miss?
Exactly. I got something important we got to tell you.
Do you guys know they have puppies?
I thought you were going to do, it's not you, it's your kids.
Nice. Exactly.
Oh, man. Okay, so what...
Awesome.
Where we left things off was with you guys... Oh, Dave, first off, do you have anything to add to that? Or is that the long and the short of what happened?
I think the Dirt Elves did a pretty good job.
Okay.
I felt like that was me doing it. I mean, Jason Hobbs. I mean,
Oh, right.
Identity
are you calling?
crisis.
Are you calling
The
Dirt Elf?
Voice of the Dirt Elf to the right.
All right. So then, guys, today, I think what we'll say is we will pick up from the morning afterwards, unless you guys have something else you wish to. I know that someone wanted to talk to Lord Palfrey, but he was sort of very quickly ushered off with his handlers, his two nursemaids, and with the the new priest that you met as well, whose name, of course, I wrote down. And here we go. Alaric.
That was weird with that dude. I forgot about that kind of. When he came to visit us in the room, he was like, we were trying to get more information of how we could maybe convince Palfrey that this was his actual thing. And he was asking like Elanion what his religious persuasion was. And he's like, well, we've done much with demons and la da da. And he's like, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah,
he just like left. Look at the time. I gotta get out of here. That's great. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was just hilarious.
I thought Alaric was the Palfrey that we had saved or something.
The Palfrey that you saved?
Yeah, I thought that was Alaric, and I thought Ederic was the paladin.
Yep, he's right. Ederic is not a paladin. He's a cleric.
Oh, Ederic is the paladin. Okay,
cleric, right?
I should take better notes. However,
Alaric was the Palfrey who the undiscovered heir of Palfrey's.
Got it. Okay. All right. So then, what happens the following morning, guys? Lord Palfrey is still taken ill. One of the things I was going to mention to Will is that his character does have access to both medicine or healing and herbalism, which means that he's got access to all the healing cures and whatnot that the High Elves have pioneered. So if someone wanted to try and assist and come up with new ways or methods of treating Lord Palfrey, then I would have thought that Chael could certainly have tried that.
Well, certain dwarfs now pretty proficient at healing and
But
might not have herbalism of the elven kind, but some good old dwarven medicine might work too.
Do you have herbalism though?
Well, no, that's what Chael has.
Yeah, it's the combo of the two is where,
he just wants to punch Lord Palfrey. I think that's what.
Yeah, really.
Wants to cast a spell on him.
Does it count as regicide if it's a count? I don't know.
Counticide.
So the following day, the one person who is, of course, very heartened by this is his son, Lintern Palfrey. And Knox, I'm assuming you came with everyone to Palfrey's keep as well.
I would have wanted to.
Yeah. There was another reason you guys came here as well, too. Although that may have been more Calidor's thing than it was any of you guys. Maybe Druin as well, too. Do you remember the other reason you guys came up here?
Yeah, we wanted to find out how much to buy the tavern off that Dingleberry who's treating all the poor refugees like they're secondhand people.
Mm-hmm. So what you hear, if you're asking around about what, when you can meet with Count Palfrey again, the word you get is that he has, the night before had drained him substantially. So he is resting and trying to convalesce so that he can actually join the ceremony to intern Alaric later. The Edric has kind of taken charge of the services and whatnot that are going to be there. It seems that Count Palfrey is quite intent on getting this long-lost heir of his ancestors interred before he passes. But what do you guys wish to do with your day?
So I think the few things that we also wanted to give that sword to Lintern. I thought that's what Bergour wanted to do. The other thing that we're concerned with is this Bulette, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're hanging out in here, I mean, how long ago was the last giant here? Have we heard anything about that?
As soon as they finished their work, they went back into the Half-Cut Hills and returned to Gallenmir's tribe. Because you guys have been gone from here for almost a year now.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
time flies.
just-
Everyone wants to go
It
down
only
into
seems
the-
like 30 sessions ago.
Yeah, you will be. I think it's the first time that you've seen Palfrey's Keep since you last left, right, Knox? So,
Yep.
what you find is all of the elements of it that were worn down before have been completely refurbished. There's an expansion onto it as well too. It looks like a completely new keep again, and
Right.
you can see that that sort of pride is carrying over into some other things too. You're seeing household troops wearing, polished armor and clean tabards and things like that, and everyone seems to be on their kind of best behavior, as it were. If you how do you guys want to approach the other stuff that you want to talk or that you want to deal with? He does have a seneschal who will be running things in the keep, at least, and he may be able to bring word to and from Count Palfrey if you've got specific things you want to ask him about. You do notice that Aderic is hovering around quite a bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you,
No,
but
no,
don't
go
we have a letter to give from the Thurmaster guy too?
Yeah.
I don't think we did that yet.
Squire Marlowe.
Yeah.
I think it was passed off, and I thought you guys did that when you first arrived.
Oh, okay. We might have. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I want to head down to the armory. There's a smith down there I want to maybe do some working with.
Yes.
See what we can fashion out of this Bulette fin
Sure.
shield.
It's been a while since you. Do you have the name for him written down somewhere? So I don't think I added him to the NPC list, and I'm not sure if I've got I think I have a handout with him on it.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think we gave
The
him a name.
bartender?
No, the bartender is Weissmar.
Oh, the smith.
The smith here. I don't remember if we gave him a name or not.
Okay, Baldir is the master at arms, fighter trainer.
What's the name? Sorry.
The master at arms.
Yeah.
Tylar is the master of hounds. Valdir is the master of arms. Smith's name is Aiden.
Aiden. Okay, thank you. Smith. Alrighty. My list of things I need to do on Friday. My Friday off is getting longer. I need to update the NPC list here too. All right. So, you want to go see
I'm gonna go see Aiden.
Aiden, okay. What about Elanion and Knox? What do you guys want to do with your day?
There's none of the rangers ever rove all the way over here to Palfrey's Keep, right?
There's none stationed here, but they try to keep a word out. No, they don't. There's no actual ranger stationed out here.
They don't have a contact or anything like that of the person that kind of takes care of the Shrieking Mire or the Half-Cut Hills or anything.
I think that the majority of because it had been 60 years or something like that since the Lizard Man had last attacked, that the Shrieking Mire is really not the foremost, it's not a foremost concern for the rangers. And the giants in the Half-Cut Hills have been largely peaceful. Or at least they've been, they hidden in the hills. They keep themselves, they're recluses. That's the word I'm looking for. As opposed to the humanoids coming out of the Great Rock Dale, which are very belligerent and regularly pose a threat.
I don't think I have much I'm interested in doing, Knox.
Well, I think one thing I would do, seeing how things have changed at Palfrey's Keep, is to ask the seneschal, I think, who makes the most sense at this point. If there is somebody now here at the Keep who might be able to train wizards.
Okay. There is no court wizard still as of yet. With the change, there's two things that are likely to change. Well, I mean, there's at least one big thing that needs to change. Whether Count Palfrey lives to see this is another thing, but Lintern is a bachelor still. And that cannot, you can't have more Palfreys without without a spouse, or at least without a female spouse. So he needs to, to be sorted out, as it were.
Right.
That may very well be why Count Palfrey is still hanging on, just to try and see the last bit of his task, as it were, done. But
what if we just had a couple of really big bashes, bachelor party kind of thing?
Yeah.
Something's bound to happen that way.
So the that's what the seneschal will tell you, is that there's no wizard as of yet. So like it's likely, if you do want to train with everyone else has been helping out Tauster with the Boulay up until now.
Yeah, no, and I think I obviously have had good experience training with Tauster, so I'm happy to continue. I just wanted another option.
Yeah, well, also, I think that the smell of burning alchemical unguents and things like that is tough to get out of your clothes.
That's definitely true. And also the fact that I have failed many times on certain spells, and if I could check out somebody else's formula for it, maybe I could potentially learn something. So for two reasons, it would be nice to have another person I could go to. But in the meantime, Tauster will serve, and eventually I will make my way to Thermaster to spend some time with him, but not today.
Oof.
Giants
Fall District is calling you.
I don't know. Not yet. But I think so. Elanion, what do you think about this Bulette issue? Should we try to find out more information about that?
Well, we're the ones that brought the information, because I don't know if you missed that, but
missed that one.
We killed the baby, and then the mother or something went looking for the baby and killed Kuiper and destroyed all the farms and all of Ost. It's not Ostin here. I'm confused.
Max's family.
With Max, all of Max's family. And so they came on a caravan down the river.
Yeah.
So they're also refugees, along with many of the folk of the swamp. So we got.
Okay.
So that's what the Bulette is about. It's like destroying the area. And Kuiper is apparently dead.
Huh.
Well, he made a last stand. We don't know if
I see.
Yeah, he made a last stand against the Bulette, but the Bulette was seen after.
And do we think that it's something that we can try to deal with ourselves, or do we need some kind of aid?
We can do it. The three of us can do it. Let's just go down.
Do you have any sense of where we can find it, or is it just like ranging around?
It's ranging around right now, but I think there's some things that we could maybe do in order to draw it, like Tremors. I mean, we just start...
two of my absolute all-time favorites are Jaws and Tremors, so this is going to be great.
Oh, great. Yeah. That's right.
I'm not sure the three of us should necessarily do it.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I was also considering, if it was me and I was just making the decision, I'm sure that we should probably just head into the Half-Cut Hills and use the stone to portal over into the Great Rock Vale and then go Bulette searching. But,
We also know that the Great Rock Dale is more active right now. There's orcs coming out of there that weren't before.
Oh, yeah.
And can you use a portal to return from the Great Rock Dale?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, okay, great. Yep. Potentially we could do some scouting if we felt up to taking that kind of risk. I don't know how you're both feeling.
I don't know if that would be something that would necessarily help us with the Bulette. And I do feel like it has it's something we should expediently do, because if it's killing all the farmers and rangers and all that. It
Mhm.
seems it's important. I
Yeah.
think the three of us could probably take on that dragon in the Shrieking Mire, though.
Aha. Well, with Kevin nodding his head, that seems like we should go for
Oh,
it.
most definitely. I got my taste of dragon in the Legacy of the Crystal Shard game recently.
Mm.
Yep. Killed
So
two
then
two
you've
NPCs.
you've sated that, right? Is what you're saying? You've
I'd say
sated
more. I've gotten a taste for it.
Uh,
You know, little something in the water, maybe. Again, did I mention that Jaws is one of my favorite all-time favorite films?
I'm gonna look for a bar to drink in. I think instead.
Yeah.
What was that famous book about the giant beast and the guy? In, was it Moby Druin?
Will be true.
Mhm.
All right.
What about maybe dealing with the seneschal is the thing we should do? And I mean, Elanion could care less about buying a bar, but it seems like something Calidor is very interested in. If
Yeah.
we could push that forward, maybe that would be the thing for us to do.
Okay.
That sounds like a good idea.
Maybe you're missing out on the reason for it.
Yeah.
It's because the guy who owns a tavern is an asshole, and he's treating the refugees like they're from another world. He's charging them triple for the same food that he's charging other people, and the eel pies are terrible. That's not really the reason, but that's part.
We should just kill him then and then deal with it.
We're not
I mean-
murder hobos. I mean, we're not murderers.
Then it isn't that much of a problem.
I think if I remember correctly, right? If I remember correctly, we believe that we have to get permission from Paul Frey to
Yeah, which makes
acquire
sense.
it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we might as well. So the two things we could do, it seems, are that and turning over the sword to Lintern. But Bergour might want to do that himself. I don't know.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
So-
if Bergour doesn't get back here soon, we're not even going to be here anymore. So
That's
unless
true.
Kevin may let him, retcon that in the next scene that he's in or something like that. But
Right.
So then,
Well, we might as well go to the seneschal and check on the information about, acquiring the keep and what we would have to do just to have the information so we can make a decision about it.
yeah,
all right. So let's start with then. We're going to reverse or the order that we went through those things. So go back to Druin. So you've got this big, piece of hide, I guess, or crest from the boule that you have dragged with you, and it looks like you've got somewhere between a kite shield and a tower shield, wrapped up in burlap right now. As the Aiden maybe steps outside from getting his work in the morning, splashes water on himself, looks over and sees you back, and says, "Oh, you're back. I'd heard that you were back."
Hey there, young bugger.
Hello,
We're
little
back.
old man.
I'm not that old.
You bring a
Dwarf.
gift for me?
Well, I don't know if you want to call it a gift. I was thinking more like a project.
Project. God,
Yeah.
that
Are you tired of working with like normal steel and making horseshoes and fixing bent swords and stuff?
what'd you have in mind?
Something a little more, I'll use the word extravagant. Probably won't use that word ever again, but I'll use it today.
All right, you've piqued my
He starts
interest. What is it you?
Starts to unravel the Bulay's giant fin,
Yep.
and he like kind of spills it out of the burlap towards Aiden so that it comes like basically gonna grab onto it.
Yeah. What is this thing?
Have you ever heard of a land shark?
A land shark? No. What's a land shark?
Bulay? Or some kind of giant creature that burrows in the ground and jumps out, attacks people, giant claws and teeth, and hard as hell to try and hit.
That's what
And
this
that
is from.
fin is off of its back.
Oh. And what do you intend to do with it? You don't want to go underground, do you?
No, I was thinking of maybe a shield. And
Yeah.
I haven't worked with anything exotic in the past, so thought I'd maybe bring it by you and see if you had any ideas for how we could mount this up, make a kite shield or something similar.
I I appreciate your estimation of my skills, but at best I could apprentice alongside this. Do you know how to work this, Druin?
Well, I've done some armoring. I just, like I said, never done anything quite this exotic.
I've not either, but are you sure you wouldn't want to bring this to one of them fancy smiths up in Threshold? Or maybe even Greyhawk City?
Got a quick way to get to Greyhawk. Took me almost half a year to get here, so.
I can appreciate, but I'll help with what I can, Druin, but I wouldn't know the first thing about working this. If you know, I'll follow your lead. But
Druin leans in and goes, I have no clue.
Well,
I might be a dwarf, I might be an armorer, but I have no clue what we're doing with this.
assuming these things are not in, ready supply, well, how do you want to go about this? What's your armorer proficiency, Dave? It's quite good, isn't it?
It's decent, I think. But what Druin suddenly dawns on Druin. He's like, this is kind of like a magical creatures thing. We just dropped off the rest of the creature over at Towster. Wait a second. What if I talk to Towster about how to work this?
He might be able to offer some insight for it, and the combination of the arcane insight that he offers, and then the expertise that you have. To be honest, like what's your proficiency score?
It's only at 12.
12 is still about. It's either equal to or a little bit better than what this guy's got. He's a legacy blacksmith from a family of them in, with all due respect to Count Palfrey, a podunk keep in the middle of a place that doesn't really, venerate nobility. The yeomanry is a democracy. So, this guy's not exactly, cranking out Damascus steel here.
Right.
Yeah.
Druin's like, all right, let me think on this. Maybe there's an idea.
I'm happy to help. I'll lend my forge and my muscle. I'd hate to ruin this.
Okay. In the meantime, I'm gonna have to talk to Towster and see what he knows. He's got the rest of this beast over at his place, so yeah.
You brought the whole thing back.
We dragged it on a boat.
I've heard that said about the dwarves. They use the whole boule.
Ha! I like that. I might use it
Good.
next time I'm telling that story.
Well, then I have work that needs to be done. It's good to see. Are you around for a time then?
Yeah, mind if I swing a hammer at a few things? I just want to, work off some steam and.
I could use the help with the renovations to the tower. We're suddenly outfitting everyone with everyone's armor. Everyone's horse needs to be reshod. Everyone's weaponries need to be either replaced or sharpened. I have been working seemingly without rest since the summer began.
Druin looks over, like, looks like you're making a helm there. Where's your hammer?
All right.
I'll start peening it out.
Sure. So we
Grab
leave.
the ball peen hammer and starts hammering away.
Okay.
What am I doing? I got my armor on still.
All right. So then we'll cut to inside the keep with Elanion and Knox. You're in that same audience hall where you guys had your the dinner. The tables have been removed, and it's just the open table, the open, the audience hall where Lord Palfrey would meet with his what do you call it? His peasants, I guess, or the people living on his land. You guys do find that there are other there are more farmers that are here, wanting to see the seneschal, reporting that there's lizard folk who are preying on their farms. It seems that like the issue that you saw with the refugees in Thurmaster is either starting to affect here, or people are moving from the farms around Thurmaster and coming all the way up to Palfrey's Keep to meet with the Count to try and find some way of dealing with the lizard folk. And that's when I think you see the seneschal. I don't think we've given him a name yet.
No, I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah, give me a sec here. Let's find a good name for him. Oh, this is a non sequitur, but there's a D&D show that has a bunch of puppets in it now, and there's a Star Wars show that had a bunch of puppets in it.
Obviously inspired by your performance.
Clearly, Beetle and Grimm is a trailblazing company with their supply of puppets to, what do you call it? Streamers everywhere. Okay. His name is going to be...
And just out of curiosity, has this guy been here prior, or was this a new addition?
He's been here prior. It's just that Count, he likely had less to do because Count Palfrey is quite the, he's quite a hands-on ruler. At least he was before when you guys dealt with him.
Right, got it.
His name is Ranaval.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
And did we get a sense of his personality from the last time we interacted with him?
You really didn't interact with him, so someone...
Okay.
Give me a percentile roll and a D20 roll, please. Let's see what this guy's like.
How's going to do percentile? I'll do a D20.
On it.
Nice.
It's not rolling. Oh. Is anything rolling? Is anything happening? What's going on?
Yeah, we've got a lot of
Sorry.
lots of options.
I actually hit the fudge dice too, if that helped.
You did.
What game we playing today?
Oh, God.
Well, let's see here. You rolled a 12, and you
21.
also got advantage and one momentum.
And a negative one. Awesome. We win then.
We're playing all the games today. Yeah.
Every
great.
day.
All right, so let's hear 12. And... All right. He seems to be a man of few words, but also seems to be pretty bold in the comments. He seems quite young, to be honest. I mean, he's probably in his late 20s, early 30s. You get the sense this may have been someone who had been training with someone else, and then that person passed away, leaving him to take over the responsibilities. And Ranaval finishes up talking to the farmers who seem less satisfied. I think what you overhear at the end of the conversation is them saying, "But then, when will you be doing something against it? I see the heroes of Haranshire are back. Will the Count be sending them, charging them with defeating the Queen?" And Ranaval kind of spares a look over and says, "The Count is considering all different options and all different possibilities. Though with the coming of the winter so soon," and the farmer kind of interrupts with, "If the winter doesn't come soon, I will have nothing to harvest. Either the winter comes and kills what's in my fields, or the lizard folk steal everything. If you don't deal with those reptiles." And Ranaval says, "The Count has a plan. The Count has a plan." And any further questions from the farmer get the answer of, "The Count has a plan," or some permutation thereof. And eventually the Ranaval sees you guys and says, I see that we have, forgive me, this time of year is so busy in court. The Count has a plan." And the farmers are kind of sent on their way. And Ranaval says, Hello. I've not had the pleasure of meeting you both yet. I understand You are Calidor, and you... No?
Well, allow us to introduce ourselves. I am Knox. This is
That
my
I knew.
companion.
Knox, yes. You're not... Are you Rilligo?
No, this is Elanion.
Elanion. Oh, of course. Of course. How could I make such a mistake? Forgive me.
I don't know.
I see. The Count is indisposed, as I'm sure you've been made aware. But what is your business with the Count? I'm
There's
certain
trouble.
he's expressed his gratitude for the successful return of his heir.
He has, but we have a boon. There is trouble in Thurmaster.
Trouble.
The eel pie guy.
The eel pie guy.
Yes,
Is that a
He-
man?
takes advantage of the refugees of the mire. We want to purchase his bar.
Who is... Oh. You mean the Hound and Tails? The...
The eel pie place, yes. I hear much of it.
Did they change their name?
I think you are right. We have our own way of referring to it.
I see.
Perhaps you should speak, Knox.
I do not know much more than you, Elanion, but everything that my companion here has said is cause for concern for all of us, of course.
The eel pies are concerned.
They're
Well-
horrible.
They are. That is a problem, but that is not the most pressing one. The most pressing one is the fact that he is treating refugees who are emerging from the swamps, who have fallen prey to the incursions of the lizard folk. He's charging them outrageous fees for everything that he sells, double and triple what he charges everyone else. We do not think this is right, especially for those who are in such need, and we wish to take the tavern off his hands.
He's been charging a higher rate on the goods that he sells.
And services, yes.
I will have to check with Squire Marlin, but if he pays his taxes and his tithes to the Count, does that not mean he is paying more to the Count then?
We have considered killing him.
Oh, you're muted, George.
Good. I nudge him. I'm muted for a reason.
Of course.
Yes. This is true. However, I do not think the Count would wish to make his monies off of the poorest folk in his lands.
Well, no, but there's so few businesses there that are profitable or manage to survive. Those that do, to see them earn more.
We do not think that you are incorrect in your assessment. However, we believe that we could cause this tavern to earn even more and therefore provide even more in taxes. We're not saying that this gentleman is doing something illegal against the Count's laws. We just do not agree with his means of service, and we wish to take over that tavern. But we know we need the permission of the Count.
Are the eel pies that good?
No, they are terrible. That's the problem. We think we can make better eel pies.
Eel pies sound disgusting.
Forgive me,
That is true.
I've not met anyone who cared so deeply for eel pie before. But
We have not many either.
then, did you have a proposal?
We
should
just had
kill
a we,
You what?
metaphor.
A loyal
my
subject of the
friend-
count? The
No, of course you know that we are, members of the Count's, not advisors, but those who carry out the commands of the Count when he asks us to.
Indeed.
So it is not that we wish to go against his laws or rule in any way. In fact, we wish to make these lands better, as you have, I think, seen in the past with our service. So we are just asking for permission to acquire this tavern, just a business transaction, but we know that we need the Count's permission to do such things. So we just were inquiring as to how that would work and if that would be possible.
I see. Oh, I will present the. Do you have a price that you've negotiated with this with the owner?
I don't believe we have. We didn't think it was right to begin a negotiation without the permission of the Count in the first place. That seemed like putting the cart before the horse, and we thought the Count might not appreciate that.
Yes, that is what quite proper of you. However much you may be fond of these eel pies, it is important that these things are done in the proper manner, particularly where a productive servant of the Count is concerned.
No doubt. Is this something you can ask the Count about? If this is something that we could possibly engage in a negotiation for?
It is. It is something for which I will bring the matter before the Count, and I will have an answer for your eel pies soon.
And if he requires any further information from us, obviously we're happy to provide it.
Did you bring your eel pies?
No, you wouldn't want us to have brought them. Trust me.
The eel pies are terrible.
So you're
That's
proposing to have equally bad eel pies?
I think our proposal is to eliminate the eel pies altogether and substitute a much more appetizing fare.
The yield of the fisherman fleet with eels in the churnet is a substantial source of income for the Count and his properties.
And while that is true, we think there is a better menu that includes eels.
You guys
And
know the
in fact,
dorm
one
is
of our
pretty good.
members, yes, that's right. One of our companions, in fact, is an expert at cooking or creating a very delicious delicacy known as pickled eels, and we think that would fetch a better price and sell more often. They last a lot longer that way.
I would have thought you would want a pastry of some kind with the eels.
Well, we'd be open to any thoughts that you might have as well, Seneschal. So if there's anything that you think would help us in this endeavor, we'd be happy to hear it.
Truly. Eel tarts. Indeed.
Knox gets out a parchment and a quill,
Eel quiche.
and he just starts writing down
Eel
like,
fillets.
random
Chopped eel. The mind truly reels.
these are all excellent suggestions.
I will bring your eel-based plan to the Count, and I will advise what his feeling is on your eel proposal.
Very, very good. We very much appreciate it. Elanion, was there anything else we wanted to discuss with Roundaval before we leave?
If I might, what is your plans unrelated to your eel fascination? Do you intend to remain as servants to, or as retainers to the Count in the coming season, or will the Count only have the pleasure of your company for a short period?
It likely depends on how he decides on our boon.
Interesting.
Do you ask for any specific reason, Seneschal?
Only anticipating what my lord will be asking. I believe you've given me adequate information about your eel-based endeavor, but your past service has been wholly eel unrelated, and as such, I anticipate my lord would wish to know what you intend. You, with the troubles that the region has had of the past season, I'm certain that having capable warriors such as yourselves, I understand that you recently triumphed over a land shark as well.
A small one, but yes.
I did not realize they came in large and small. Such things I'm learning about land sharks and eels today.
Let me ask you a question, if I may. We happened to overhear you discussing with the farmers the expanding problem with the lizard folk. Do you know if the Count was considering requesting of us to do something about this situation? I'm sorry I couldn't help but overhear that conversation.
That is fine. Before your arrival, we had the only the young lord, my lord's heir, had greatly desired to ride off in search of the home of these things, or find them in the fields. But my lord expressly forbade that he leave the keep to do such things, or spend any, hiring any to search such things as well, or for such things. What is, for the two of you guys, what are your respective con modifiers for reaction? I'm going to see how forthwith this guy's going to be.
Con modifier?
Charisma.
Charisma, please.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, is this like a longer conversation than it seems like? It's a con check. The conversation.
No, he's gonna pull out some eel pies, and you guys are gonna share the eel pies together. And...
Right, exactly. I've got a +2.
Okay.
So believe it or not, mine is 0, and then I have a -2 reaction penalty from all NPCs, not from my own tribe.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know how you could possibly roleplay that.
So, fortunately, I mean, it's good that Knox is taking the lead here, because Knox is definitely the one he's more interested in talking to. Well, I mean, the elf seems only to wish to speak of eels anyway. So, what Reneval says is that, kind of looks around and leans in and says that with the restoration of the castle and the drop in revenues, the yields in the farms, and re-equipping those members of the House Guard, my lord's treasury is greatly depleted. If my lord had been desirous of a strong and powerful looking household with which to attract a bride attached to a large dowry. And then my lord took ill. And then the lizard folk attacked. And with nothing from which to hire any heroes to deal with the threat of the lizard folk, I feel my lord was hopeful that you would be returning, and that you may be of service to him in the way that we hear you have been to Lord Carmen in Melbourne.
Well, we cannot speak for all of our companions, but we certainly can check in with them as to everyone's plans as to what we do next. But we, of course, do wish to be of service to the Palfreys, both father and son, if we can.
I hear you you have a gift for our Lord Lintern.
Oh yes, Elanion, do you have that blade?
I carry no blades.
I think it's Bergour who has it.
Bergour has. Yes, one of our companions does have a blade. He wishes to gift to. What would his title be? The son's title, or does he have one?
Prince? No. Young
yeah,
Count?
No, that's what I
Viscount?
was going to say. Maybe
I
the Lord's son. He would
Yeah.
just say he's trying to be formal. It seems
I
like
bet
this
you,
guy's formal.
yeah, Google will tell me here. Let's see.
Something drives the lizard folk from the mire.
Yeah, that is something that
Which-
should be investigated.
Puts them in a frenzy, but I ask you, Seneschal, which is the more dire threat? The land shark that plagues north of the river,
Styled
or the lizard men?
Lord or lady? Sorry, I was too focused on getting trivia there. It'll be Lord. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Makes sense.
Sorry.
And forgive me, Hobbs. What was your question?
Which is more important, the Bule attacking the farms to the north, or the lizard men attacking the farms to the south?
You're asking this of Ranaval?
Yep.
He's looking back and forth. There's a Bule. There's another land shark.
Yes.
That's the big one.
There's one larger than what you had faced thus. Where is the Bule?
North.
And that's the live one.
Yeah, north of the Churnet is the last place it was seen.
Near the Blandride Hills, by any chance?
No. Just south of the Hardlow Woods.
Oh. That is... I will need to seek instructions from my lord. I expect that we will have need of a bounty on such a creature. The lizard folk are a bother, but another such things I've heard that they eat and eat and eat and eat until they breed, and then they and their spawn eat and eat and eat. Is there any other news that you wish me to share with my lord?
Think that covers it. Knox left, I think so.
Then I will bring this before him, and if you leave, kindly send word to to me, and otherwise I will seek you out when I have the Count's response. Thank you as well. And as he's walking away, he stops and turns back and he says, I think the keep's baker knows how to make eel pies. If, and he kind of points at you like, you know.
Indeed.
And he leaves and heads off to get instruction. You guys can see, or heads off to speak to the next group of farmers that wants to come and speak to him. So what do you guys wish to do now? You guys leave the keep proper, and you can see that Druin is slaving away with Aiden in the blacksmithy. What do you guys wish to do with the rest of your day?
What were the plans of the paladins? Do we know?
They were coming here to follow up on the. 'Cause I think you guys, they might have been following up here with the news from the Ecclesiastical Council.
Right, and they're looking for the guys who got lost. We already told them. So, like, what are their immediate? Do we know what their immediate plans are? Maybe we could talk to them about what they wanted to do. Maybe they could look into the Shrieking Mire while we did the Beulah or something.
What they're going to do?
They were actually worried about the missing St. Cuthbertians. They were worrying about the doppelgangers in Milbourne.
Yeah.
Do they have a way to tell where the doppelgangers are?
Well, they have a truth spell or something, a truth ceremony.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah. They're going to check in with they want to have their audience with Count Palfrey, and then their intent was to head back and meet back up with Semheis and continue trying to deal with that apparent doppelganger threat, and Lord Carmen's kind of continual descent into whatever state he's going into.
See, I don't even know if I know what that is. I think I missed those sessions of Lord Carmen flipping out.
None of you guys, no one had any meetings with him, and no one had seen him walking about town.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was turning into a hermit because he's worried about the doppelgangers.
Yeah.
Or he already is a doppelganger and he doesn't want anyone to find out.
Yeah.
That could be it.
That's what I was thinking. That's the problem with that kind of magic. You never know who it might be. It could be paladins who say they have a truth spell.
What?
It could be human evokers in league with a DM. Playing for the long game.
Hold on, I got to whisper something. Hold on. It's nothing. Nobody worry about it.
Suddenly, George's disappearances are looking a lot more suspicious.
That's right.
So here's what I'm thinking. The rest of the guys aren't here, so they can't decide what we're doing. So we'll just start training.
So if you
I mean, I do need weeks of training, so it would be a long time.
Yeah, I need like 7.
Yeah, I need 6. I mean 5.
Me too.
So then, what are you guys doing with the rest of your day?
The rest of the guys show up. Yeah, so what did you guys do for the last 6 weeks? The other guys decided to train.
Well, if we train, then they get the training as well. It's not like they don't get it.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, but some of them don't need training, so they have to like sit around for 6 weeks and decide what they're doing.
Too bad for them.
It's more so that you guys would be letting the clock roll forward while 2 months worth of boulet.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that can't happen.
Because you know for sure, like the training is going to take you into the winter, into the first month of winter, I believe.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah. So,
do we know anything about what it takes to kill one of these beasts? Like, does everybody need a magic weapon? Do we know what's effective against it? I'm asking my companions.
Yep.
I was just wondering. I mean, the Beulah are obviously something of the earth, and who knows the earth better than the giants?
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
So maybe we could take a quick trip to the giants and see if they have any advice for us, and we can give them more, tell them what's going on and just check in with them.
Aren't they in the opposite direction, though?
What's that?
Well,
They're like a week in the opposite direction.
Yeah, so we got a half hour. We can cover it.
Yeah, that's a week of people dying because we're sitting here. We killed the Bule with a magic weapon and with magic spells.
Paladin bait as well.
Well, yeah, they ravaged a paladin and almost killed Max, but
so and did you
He
just
said ravaged, not ravished. Hobbs.
Oh, okay. I was like, that was weird.
Well, it's like a dog, right? Gets in your leg.
Yeah.
Did just so I'm clear, did you guys actually see the big one? Or you
No.
just
no.
yeah, okay. So it could be massive. We don't really quite know.
Well, I mean, Max was there, Kuiper was there, and a bunch of all the men were there to fight it and got chased off. I feel like it was kind of a scary fight, but I don't remember exactly. And it can easily get away at any time it wants to. So there's no way to like track it or whatever, because it can just dig and leave. So
Yeah, so it would just dig into the ground and disappear and then come up out of nowhere and attack people.
So
You know what will be a really pretty ham-fisted homage is if you know that this thing eats things and one of you uses, and if you're able to recall something specific that Kuiper used to have on him, you could effectively have the yellow barrels from Jaws if you used a locate object spell.
Well,
Jeez.
Druin's got, and if we
Phosphorus.
need to lure it, Druin's got the a sack that's got like the blood of its child on it.
Oh.
He's been carrying that fin around since we cut it off. So that burlap sack, he's not going to throw it out. He's going to keep it.
Oh, I'm sure it smells wonderful now.
Right. So what should we do? Do we need to provision ourselves for? It might take a while to locate the Bule, right? I mean, we don't have a precise location.
Might be a couple of days of random encounters to get there.
Max wants to go. What I say we do is we go and then, maybe summon the elemental rock slide and just have them rhythmically beat on the ground or something.
Yeah.
It doesn't take that long to come, does he? How long does it
Who?
take to summon outside?
It's yeah.
Not very
right.
long, but I don't know what that has to do with what I said. Dave.
Well, we don't want to scare it away.
That won't scare it away. It's going to draw it.
Really?
It's tremors, man. It's tremors. Rhythmic beating. It uses echolocation on echolocation under the ground. I mean, come on, man.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. If something that was triple my size was making a whole hell of a lot of noise, I'd pop my head up too.
Well, I think
I think know how big it is.
Well, and also the potential is that it's nowhere near where we are, so this is just alerting it to our presence, and the sound from Knox, from Rockslide pounding will go longer distance than any sounds we can make. So if you start drawing it to us, so potentially Rockslide would just do it for a few moments and then stop. And see.
My other question is, what makes you think Rockslide is 4 times bigger than it?
Because he's.
Well, that's true, actually.
Well, I don't.
It depends on how
I don't
how well I summon him. Makes a big difference.
See, I wasn't metagaming the whole Tremors thing. I was just trying to play my character. Sorry.
Oh, well, it just makes sense to me that might be a way to draw it. Anyway, I'm not necessarily trying to metagame it either.
I was thinking we've got the blood of its child, and we've got a nice juicy werebear.
Yeah. No, I think these are all options that we want to explore and potentially use to try to draw it to us. We might also be able to find its trail.
I've only seen Tremors once, and it was like 2 decades ago. So remember?
Oh man! Boy, do you have something to look forward to then.
Yeah, you're about to live it.
I didn't pick up on the Tremors thing. I didn't quite understand.
Sorry. I mean, it's also a Dune thing, right? Draw the worm.
Since I've seen Jaws, so I'm really not doing so well tonight.
So
And jokes aside, Tremors holds up really fucking well. You should really give it a try. It is such a great film.
That's the Kevin Bacon one, right?
Yeah.
yes,
I always get the
And Fred Ward.
Kevin Bacon where they're at that like diner or something like that, and
Yep.
they're trapped there. I always get that scene mixed up with like Maximum Overdrive, and they're at the diner and the truck starting.
Yeah,
Did they use the same diner? Anyways.
yeah.
yes.
Well, Dave,
Possible.
not only will you be able to do that, you can find on YouTube, there's a documentary about the making of Tremors as well, too. So, you got it all covered now.
Now I understand. Rock slide is going to make noise, attract. Okay, get it.
Do you know what I'm talking? You know the Dune reference, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm asking Dave. Yeah,
Oh,
Dave doesn't know the Dune reference either. Okay, I see.
Never read or watched Dune, so
I think that you got no legs to stand on in this conversation.
Jeez.
That's usually me. I'm gonna do that.
I didn't know your Elanion got levels in thief there.
Dave just left.
Yeah.
I'm out.
I'm
Hobbs
done.
whale.
All right. So, what are you guys thinking here? I can appreciate you don't have the most of the rest of the team here too, so it's tricky to what do you call it, to decide what you want to do.
I don't
But-
think we have a choice about the Belay. I think we just have to go
Yeah.
and do it.
I
I don't think we
agree.
have a choice. I feel responsible for that, and I think that's something we need to deal with.
I think we
I
should at
don't
least.
really want to catch it with the three of us, but I think we should go prepare and get there and all
We
those
should-
things.
we should wander around for a couple of days, i.e., finish this session and come back with another group.
Well, is there
Well-
any spell that anybody has? Any of the three? I don't. So either Elanion or Druin that allows them to have a conversation or at least send a message over a long distance. No.
Who you want to talk to?
Just our companions, so that if we find the
Oh, they're with
creature-
us if we leave.
okay, so I mean, I do think we should start at least heading in the direction of where we last sighted it. So
Can
I
we-
agree.
Can we get a cart here at Parlephrase and then maybe a horse or something?
Horses are unfortunately not really available in Heronshire.
Oh,
Yeah, that's probably the
not
reason
even
why you
on
guys
these
don't-
farms up here. I see.
Well, they've got horses that they work on farms, but they're not saddle horses.
That's,
They're
I don't want a saddle horse. I want a cart with a draft horse that can pull the cart.
I mean, there are. There
Look
may
like a
be.
lizard.
Yeah, I think there's a. Let's say there's a 30% chance of one of the farmers having something they would sell.
Cool.
So give us a percentile roll. If not,
Cloud Skill is not a draft lizard.
no.
I'll let you roll it, Hobbs.
All right. I did such a good job last time.
That's right. I just wanted to see that again, a replay.
And Deadly Storm. Boom.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Okay. So
all right.
not here,
Well,
but I mean,
we-
like,
we tried.
we'll let you re-roll once a week. So it could very well, be here later. How do you foresee the presentation to Lintern going of that sword?
I think the idea would be, and correct me if anybody thinks there's a better way to do it. I think Bergour would probably be. We would allow him to be the one, not allow, but I think he wants to be the one to actually hand it over physically. So the rest of us would sort of accompany him.
Okay.
To make that, if we are able to actually arrange it with the seneschal to meet with Lintern.
Well, I mean, Lintern, you can run into Lintern pretty much he's training with everyone.
Okay.
If Druin is asking, the one thing you have learned about Aiden is that he is quite the chatty Cathy, because he's the one who let slip even though everyone else was playing down that no, there's never been any other keep other than this one. He was the one who told you that there was another one.
Yeah.
So propriety is not really. I mean, I would not share any secrets of yours with him, because he's probably not going to keep them. But if assuming it's this much the same, I think the feeling is that the reason they're arming everyone up is because if the count passes, his son will, with the dreams of glory of his ancestor in his head, maybe riding out to try and, crush this lizard man army.
They have an army. Interesting.
It's such a, that it's the popular opinion with how many of them have been have been seen, and how many of them have been raiding on the farms. They've been raiding in groups of 25 or more.
Is there? I guess one of the things Knox would have done while he was here was see if there's any research he could do on the Shriekenmire, but also on the dragon, the queen of the Shriekenmire.
Yep.
In the past, if there's any writings about what took place.
So remember that the books that you have access to here, they all sort of date from about 300 years ago, or there's some things that are clearly, brought in afterwards. There's not really, there's a huge, if there was at some point like not ancestral, but like a dynastic library that was being passed down, it seems as if there's that cutoff period where some stuff was lost. I think what you can find from talking to ADnD and anyone else who is a generational servitor to the Palfrey family, or servant, I should say, not servitor, then they'll tell you about the legends of the queen. That it's said there's a dragon that and when the dragon stirs, that's when her children go out in search of baubles and gifts for them. You know how dragons are, to expand her hoard, and when her hoard is sufficiently big, she goes back to sleep for decades, and only when she stirs again.
So wonder what, Druin's down there hammering on iron for a while, and him and Aiden are shooting the shit, and he's probably telling them all the great things that they did, and I bet you Druin probably tells Aiden about the dragon that flew overhead, scared the hell out of Dorman.
Wow. And how do you describe it?
Oh, it was like 300 feet long. Well, maybe only 250. It was hard to tell when I was quivering in my boots, but Dorman was pissing himself too. So
if you describe it as 250, then he could say that's could have been the queen. So far from her land, that's strange.
Yeah, because we were going west into Thornwood when she flew overhead.
The one overhead only Dorman saw, or Dorman did not see the color of it, and he only saw it from far away, so he has no way of judging the size. The one that you guys saw up close in the forest was not 200 feet long.
Oh, it was a different one?
Yeah. Oh, so I assumed that you were... No. John keeps assuming that it's the same thing, but the one you guys saw was only about, like, the body, I think, was 35, and the length of the tail was about 35 too. Druin's been telling the story, it been getting longer and longer each time.
Well, but now I can tell a different story. Now I can say that there was 2 dragons.
Well, that's the thing. I think if Druin says that thing and kind of exaggerates, the guy's like, oh yeah, no, that's about right. And then you realize, like, Jesus, like the one you saw is maybe like a third the length of the queen.
All right, so there's 2 dragons then. There's the big 250-footer, and then there's a smaller one that's probably only like 90.
So there's
that's the one that landed near us, was the 90-footer.
And this was on the far... So there is the queen, and there is another dragon?
Well, I couldn't tell if it was when she was wearing a crown or anything, but yeah.
And what color was the dragon you saw?
Now that's the problem. So Dorman didn't really see a color, I don't think, that first time. So the big one, I don't know if he could tell the color. Dark.
Well, Dorman also couldn't judge the size. It was in the sky.
That's all right. It was 250 feet long.
Compared to the sun, it was about...
So the one that you saw with Dorman on the ground, that one definitely had that brilliant iridescent green scales.
Yeah, the one on the ground was definitely iridescent green. I don't think I'd say iridescent. I'd say like plant green.
Sparkly.
It was like plant green.
What's said that the
Tiny plant green.
queen's scales are dark, like peat.
Pete who? Ah, just kidding.
Maybe the queen's got a baby that's not really all that much of a baby anymore.
I think you're saying black versus green. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be.
No, that makes sense. That's what you, if Elanion would have a better idea of what the earth, like loamy earth, would be the color of.
Pete, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But I didn't know if I was at this conversation because he sounded like he's talking to Aiden.
Druin doesn't really have an indoor voice, so I'm assuming that
No, you fool! One is black and one is green.
it's a
How many
joke.
times must I tell you this, Druin?
No joke. You know when people ask you at interviews that stupid fucking question of like, what are your weaknesses? That's what I gave like since I was like 18. That's been my joke. So what would you
No
say your
indoor
faults
voice?
are? I don't have an indoor voice. It's also remarkably true, but you know.
I'm a close talker.
And my dog's got a 2-hour limit before she's got to go out.
I don't know how to do my zipper. That's a really weird one.
That is a weird one.
All right. So then, yeah, I mean that's what.
We should head back to Third Master then.
Okay.
Oh, why do you think so, Druin?
Why would we go there? Why don't we just head straight out of Parlphrase and head over by the Redwood and find this goddamn godforsaken poopy-headed Bule?
Coming straight out of Paul phrase.
Waka
That
waka
should be on
waka.
Redbubble. I'm calling it now. Straight out of Paul Frey. Looks like straight out of Compton.
So with that then, what do you guys wish to spend the rest of the day then? Like they don't have a date set for when they're interning Alaric Paul Frey, but do you guys wish to stay for that, or do you wish to?
I
don't
say
feel
push
I
for
need
it.
to. Push to make it happen.
Yeah, let's push for getting out of here. Let's go get this Bule.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because I'm not playing on Friday, so I want to make sure we can get there, and you guys have to fight it, and I don't have to fight it.
Well, and then the other thing is that, as Kevin mentioned, winter is closing in, so we do.
Well, we need to.
Yeah.
We have to.
Yeah.
Both things, really. I mean, the lizard and the Bule have to be done.
I heard from Brent. So Brent's going to be able to play on Friday, which means Carrick will be
Oh,
back
nice.
on Friday. So like, Carrick's going to show up just in time to be like eaten by a boule.
Perfect.
How many times can that happen to one player?
All of them.
So then,
And it's
guys,
not other
here's where-
players.
Here's where things
Sorry,
at.
Kevin.
So, you guys are talking, I think, in with, we picture that Knox and Elanion made their way in to the blacksmiths, to like the forge, the smithy, and what you guys hear outside is the sound of, "Hey, no, wait, no!" And you hear the sound of swords. You've heard someone practicing with weaponry outside. And you start hearing lots of shouting from outside now as well, too. Like, agitated shouting. And I think you guys, at this point, are familiar enough with the sound of when someone's wind is cut from them by steel. And it sounds like there's a fight outside.
What's up?
Doppelgangers.
So you race
rush
outside. There's a bit of a crowd around the training area where the Lord and his and the house guard have been training, and you can hear people saying, "Get back! Stay back! Don't hurt him!" And you can hear someone shouting and racing towards. And I think what you guys see is the crowd kind of parts, and wielding that sword that was gifted to him by Bergour, which is now drenched in the blood of one of the retainers. You can see Lintern stalking back and forth, and then shouting, more screaming like an animal, and racing in, that bloodied gift held high towards one of the other retainers.
Oh no.
I'm sad.
And with that, we will call it a session, guys.
That was Arlen's idea.
I told you guys, we're
Yep,
playing
the
Ravenloft.
cursed weapon. Yep. Yep.
Yep. All right.
There was a cursed weapon that was sitting around, and something was about to happen, and there it is.
Yeah, it said that one of the campaigns had a cursed item. Now, you know what would be really mean is if there was one in each of them.
Right.
Now maybe we'll just have to take over whole Powerfly's Keep and be the lords of this whole area, I guess.
Yeah.
That's what we have to just do.
Okay.
Yep.
So then, guys, let's see here. We got 50. What else did you guys do? You guys extensively negotiated about eels. You guys. So we'll give you some role-playing bonus here as well, too. So I think tonight, guys, you guys are each walking away with a whopping 150 XP. So 150 is what we're getting today.
Yeah.
For those listening at home, my apologies for starting late today, too. We got caught up in chatting with each other. It's been a heck of a week already, so I apologize.
Does that include the hero points or Astonishing Fortune?
Yeah, that includes Astonishing Fortune. If you guys, I don't think you guys made use of anything.
Nope.
Also, no. So that is inclusive. Yeah. You guys didn't spend any Astonishing Fortune, so.
So we didn't get any XP for role playing, is what you're saying. I don't know how much Astonishing Fortune is worth. I guess
each one is worth 50.
That was, and then it was divided by the three of us.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So each is worth 50, and then I gave you guys 300 XP for the RPs for today.
I'm like fishing. Come on, Kevin.
Come on, for
So
20 more
XP.
XP.
Absolutely. All
We
right.
have some magic items to identify.
So for those, my apologies for the whiplash transition. Just I knew that as soon as that, I wanted you guys to be able to be here to deal with the consequences of the cursed sword rather than him getting it. If he got that and murdered his dad, then I mean that would have, yeah. Actually, he turns and runs up the stairs. No. So for those listening at home, thank you so much for joining for us for session 95 of the. Night Below campaign. As is always the case, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns regarding the session, the campaign, or the game we're playing, please do not hesitate to leave a comment in the comment section of the video, and I will endeavor to reply in a timely fashion. In addition, you can find a link in the description of the video to the Dungeon Musings Discord server, where you can find all of us active. We have channels there dedicated to this campaign, every other campaign we run on the channel, this game in general, and a bunch of other great stuff, including finding a group channel, a convention chat channel, channels of, or channel that has just pictures of our pets on it under Dungeon Dogs. Tons of great stuff, tons of great people, and you are more than welcome to join us over there. You can also reach me directly on Twitter at Dungeon Musings, and by email. My email address is dungeonmusings@gmail.com. And you can find in the description of the video a link to something called Heroes Save Villages. That is the charity fundraising campaign that we run on the channel. It benefits SOS Children's Villages International, a really great organization active in over 130 countries that benefits over 80,000 orphaned and abandoned children from around the world. To date, we've raised a little over $1,400 this month, or rather this year alone. And every $25 that you donate between now and April 1st, 2021 gives you one chance to win the grand prize or one of the other great prizes we've got for our first raffle for the year. The grand prize is a copy of Beadle and Grimm's Platinum Edition Icewind Dale Rime of the Frost Maiden. The second prize is a silver edition of that same thing. I'm paying for postage. I'm getting the thing sent out for you. And if you don't win those two awesome prizes, there's still a bunch of other great prizes, including a chainmail dice bag made by our very own armor smith here, Dave. There is pretty awesome. There is a dice tray made by our very own Andrew. And there is a ton of great stuff from the Dungeon Musings Red Bubble Shop as well, too. Some t-shirts, some posters. So if you don't win that, the grand prize, you still got plenty of other things. Also, between now and April 1st, you get, if you make donations, you have a chance to participate in deciding what we're playing here on the channel too. For our first charity session is going to be on February 27th, and we currently have on the Dungeon Musings Discord server under the charity initiatives, we have a very, very close race between the 4 post-apocalyptic games that we have. So if you have made a donation, or if you're going to make a donation between now and February 6th, so this coming Saturday, be sure to hop on there and cast your vote for what game you want to see us play. You'll also have, in the week leading up to it, a chance to help outfit our heroes and give them some gear. You can spend your dollars for of what you donated to help outfit our heroes to face the challenges that I intend to try and kill them with. I mean, to make sure the challenges that they're going to have a ton of fun facing, and nothing else bad will happen. Only cursed items being given to cherished NPCs. So.
Donate extra for cursed items?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, wait I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I was just thinking, Kevin.
Yep.
So that's almost like identifying the sword. So we should get more XP for that.
I don't think there's any actions you took to do that, but good call. So
Sorry.
Again, so for every it's $25 Canadian, which works out to about $17 American. Every $25 you donate gives you one chance to win one of those awesome prizes, and also participate in some of the cool stuff we got going for charity sessions, and best of all, you get to help some kids who could really use some help. All money donated goes directly to SOS Children's Villages International. None of it comes to the channel, none of it goes to any other middleman. It all just goes out to help out those kids. So last thing I will say is a big thank you to George, Dave, and Hobbs. Thank you so much for playing today, guys. Great job putting up with my beating that eel joke into the ground. And yeah, I look forward to seeing...
is he going to keep going with this?
Sorry?
I was thinking, is he going to keep going with these eel jokes? Oh, man.
It's an hour of eel jokes. Yeah, I'm glad I don't...
Eel jokes, no bounds.
Exactly. Oh, man. All right. So then with that, I'll say once again, thank you so much for everyone who joined us for the session today. We'll see you again on Friday with our next session of this. We do have a quorum enough, so we're not going to be running one of our pickup games. We will actually be playing this game again, so I'm looking forward to that session. 4 hours back in Heronshire with our heroes in search of a boulet and dealing with the fallout of today's session. It's going to be a good one. Until then, for those listening at home, if you're joining us during the current crisis, we do hope that this finds you healthy, safe, and weathering the current crisis as well as can be expected. We hope that we have given you a couple of hours, really like an hour and a half, to take your mind off of the troubles of our world and think of the troubles our heroes in Heronshire keep getting themselves into. Until we see you again, please stay safe, stay healthy, and happy gaming.
Bye.